This is stuff you like and, well, I mean, it's January. There are only 4 things that people are ever interested in January. 1. Getting organised. 2. Getting fit. 3. Getting rid of their New Year's hangover. And 4. Getting someone to empathise with their Star Wars feels. So in reverse order, it is my lifelong project to get people to empathise with my Star Wars feels, so we'll talk about that some other time. 3. Every January is a dry January for me, as is February, and March, and April, and I just don't like the taste of alcohol. Or the smell. Ugh. 2, it's my opinion, if you want to start an exercise regimen, especially in a gym, then you should go in February, or maybe March. The half a dozen people who have stuck to their New Year's resolution will still be there, but all of the people who joined in January and then only go twice will have, gone away. But getting organised? I'm always up for that. And of course in the United States of America, January is Getting Organised Month. 2 years ago, I reviewed The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. So let's check in with that and talk a little bit about her new book as well, Spark Joy. I am going to have to turn off my green screen for a second to show you the book because it is, wow. Look at that. Why is it so bright? I don't know. The idea of the first book was basically this. If you only have in your life things which you really need, things that you really enjoy having, or preferably both, then you will be happy and everything will be great. Which is, of course, a very materialist philosophy on life. And for all that it encourages you to give stuff away, superficially, the Marie Kondo Konmari method seems very consumer capitalist friendly. Because if you do clear out all of your stuff and make space, then what else is there to do with the space but buy more stuff for it? But part of the genius of the KonMari method is that it makes you take stock of the actual amount of stuff that you have by making you put all of your things in a big pile on the floor. So you start with clothes, but the idea is that you make a big pile of all of your clothes, or if you can't do that because it's just too much, then all of your tops on your bed or on your floor, and then you go, wow, look at how many tops I have, and then you sort through them. Which goes some way towards making you less likely to do things like buy 20 of the same item, and hopefully makes you less likely to fall into mindless acquisition patterns again after you finish. Or at least if you do, then you'll notice faster and so you'll fix it faster. Last time I said that when you follow her method, you become much less willing to let non-joy sparking stuff into your life. And that's true, but it's more true if you finished completely than if you've just started. So if you've just cleared out your sock drawer, then sure, you might think, well, I'm not going to buy any more horrible socks. But if you've done your whole house right the way through to your photographs, then you're much less likely to let anything back into your life that you don't really like, or really need at least. The thing is, most decluttering projects are partial successes at best, and while there's nothing wrong with a partial success, better than no success, they are partial successes for this reason. If you throw out, give away, donate, sell, recycle, whatever, a bunch of stuff you don't want or need, but you haven't addressed the reason that you have a bunch of stuff you don't want or need in the first place, then it's quite likely that it's going to start piling up again in short order. And I don't know about you, but stuff is constantly coming into my house. Most of it gets used or recycled, true, but it can really pile up if you're not thinking about it, and it's really easy not to think about it. After all, you have better things to do than spend your life organizing your stuff, right? But I did the KonMari method 2 years ago, and I have to say, it's stuck pretty well. Now, I should point out that since then I have moved house twice, including moving country, but I have also had a baby, so there have been opportunities to pare down my stuff because you've got to put it all in the moving boxes or on the truck or whatever. But there have also been many opportunities for many new things to arrive. And I've got to say, KonMari is definitely a help with the avalanche of possessions which arrive when you have a new baby. People are very kind. It can be a little bit overwhelming. But this one's the real secret. It is much easier to be organised if you have been organised once. KonMari goes on about how you should do it once, completely and totally, and then you'll never need to do it again. At least not to that degree. And she's kind of right. After all that stuff you sorted and disposed of isn't going to magically reappear. Yeah, new stuff's going to come into your life, but all of that old stuff you got rid of is still gone. The life-changing magic of tidying up is, as I said in my original review, a bit woo, but very helpful in getting you to address your feelings around your stuff. Spark Joy, by contrast, has less of the personal stories and more of the tips and tricks about how to do the tidying and how to do the storing after you've finished tidying. It's basically a large collection of advice on how to fold, store, or make joy sparking just about any collection of objects. And that's nice. But definitely the life-changing magic of tidying up is the one you should read first. You don't necessarily need to read Spark Joy at all, unless you particularly want to get hints and tips on storing things. Or you've finished and now your house looks kind of bare and you want to make it a more joyful space. We currently live in a place where we can't put stuff on the walls and where things are not necessarily very joy-sparking. The bathroom is orange and the boiler is probably about the same age as one of my cousins, so I'm thinking that Spark Joy isn't really the book for me for now. Regardless, I still really recommend the first book. I still hate daily tidying, aka put it back where you got it when you're finished, Jill. But I gotta say, daily tidying is actually pretty fast and easy now I've sorted through all of my stuff. Regardless of how aesthetically folded my socks are, i.e. not at all, or the beauty of my storage methods, yeah, right. I'm happy for now sticking with the principles of the first book. Basically, only keep things in your life which are joyful or necessary, and preferably things that are both. It's not that Spark Joy isn't a helpful book, I'm sure it is to some people, but there are fewer of the anecdotes and the personal stories of Marie Kondo which made the life-changing magic of tidying more interesting for me. Spark Joy is all well and good, but if you actually want to address your feelings around the stuff you have, then you probably need the first book. And while you don't need to read the book to be able to do it, it is nice to have Marie Kondo, slightly kooky, tidying pixie, there to help and cheer you on. Because you can't organize junk. Or rather, you can organize it, but then you just spend the rest of your life organizing it, and why would you bother? Keep the good stuff, ditch the rest, and spend your newly acquired free time practicing your lightsaber tricks. Okay, maybe that one's just me.